My name is Karen Lenox. I am the Dean of Spartan College of Aeronautics in Broomfield, Colorado. I got into transportation and construction at a very early age in aviation directly. Was raised near an Air Force base, very close by. My mom set us down and got to watch the aircraft roll over the house. And it was fascinating from the time I was a little girl. So I have aviation in my blood, and it has stuck with me for my entire life so far. I have worked in male-dominated arenas my entire life, even if it wasn't aviation. So I love that challenge of working in something that's not the norm, and that's just how I am. And it's been wonderful for me in my life. When I was little and getting into aircraft at that point, watching the planes go over my home, the obvious thought of flight fascinates every child. And as I grew, I got into electronics very heavily because I'm a very huge math nerd. And the two really married up as I grew older into what schooling I would choose for myself and what education I would choose for myself. So I went into electronics first and then built on that into aviation electronics, which is my favorite thing in the whole world, is working on the flight deck of an aircraft and working on all the wiring. And it's absolutely fascinating how electricity works. And now it's up in the sky working. And I got into this particular program up in Broomfield back in the day, 2004, and I've been in it ever since. I started teaching, then I went into the field, worked on helicopters for several years down in southern Colorado. So I worked for Air Methods Corporation. That was my on-the-job working with aircraft finally, and we put together Flight for Life helicopters down there. And I did that for a long time, several years. And it was a fascinating job and very rewarding, with the fact that you knew where they were going to go and what they were going to do, save lives. And it was really, really, really wonderful. Eventually decided to quit crawling around on a floor in a hot hangar. I'm getting older, and got into a teaching position with a college, and have now grown into the very first female dean of Spartan College in history of the college. The students. The best part of my job is the students. I am lucky to be a big part of their lives for about 2 years. By the time they come in, they start, their eyes pop out of their heads at first, and they're also fascinated with aircraft. It's very specific. It's a school that's very specific. And watching them learn and grow, graduate, go through the FAA process, which is very difficult, and testing and getting their certification, starting their lives, and they're having children and careers, it's extremely rewarding. That's my favorite part. I would give young girls my advice of, you can do anything that you choose to do. Don't let anybody ever tell you different. I took different paths at a time when different paths weren't acceptable, and it's becoming a little more normal now for girls to get into different arenas that happen to be male-dominated. Get out there, do it, follow your dreams. If you find a passion, that is the most important thing. If you have a passion inside, excuse me, of anything, whether it be aircraft, trains, ships, little girls can have those type of dreams as well, and follow them. You'll have an extremely rewarding life.